Hello and welcome back to the fourth qualifying tournament for Legend of the Stars. We are going to go down actually to the bottom bracket now. We are all done with the top bracket. We have got Nexus of Reality sitting in the top spot over there. So we're going to go down, find out who the challengers are that are still alive in this bottom bracket. We've got a couple of these guys ready to go. Whoever stays on and gets a win now, they get to potentially challenge Nexus for the final. Unfortunately, if they drop out now, that is the end of the tournament for them. It is double elimination. You get but 2 deaths. Alright, we're going to head over to Iceland where we've got Fresh McEgg, also known as Mephi. He's going to be taking on ZLO. And I've also got Nombringer with me once again. Nombringer, how are you?
I'm great. I've no idea how you've managed to cast this for 4 hours because my throat is already sore. So props off to you. I have no idea how you've done this for so long.
Practice. It's just practice. All right. Let's get ready to go. We're going to head over to Iceland. Alright, and unpause our game. So, we have got a pretty standard 3v3 map, but of course, we are playing 1 versus 1. We have Mephi in the north. He is going to be Seraphim. He's going in his lovely green colour, and he's going to throw down his first land factory, getting adjacency on one of those mixes. Then he's going to finish off grabbing all 4 of those core mixes before heading across to the right to help out in the hydro build. His opponent in the south, ZLO, he has gone for red. That is an unusual colour. These guys must have had a big fight beforehand over who gets to choose green, and Mephi came out on top, so ZLO has gone in an ugly red colour. Happens to be Speed's colour, so that makes it even worse, I believe. Alright, he's going to get no adjacency on his first land factory, and then he's going to go for his first 4 mixes and then help with the hydro.
Yeah, and so last time we saw ZLO, he tried to get a comm drop off on Nexus, which Nexus dealt with beautifully. So, let's see what he pulls out this time. He may go for cheese, he may just decide, you know what, the cheese isn't working for me for the moment, I should probably just play standard, just play a normal game. Or he may just decide to keep going for it.
Yes, well, let's see. He's got a couple of air factories queued up there, so he is going to go reasonably heavy in air once again. So we've seen a bit of a theme for ZLO this tournament where he's going quite strong air. Unfortunately, last time he just couldn't keep up with the swift wins of his Aeon opponent. He is Seraphim again, so still no Tech 2 fighters to speak of. And again... Oh, hang on, no, what am I doing about? I'm looking at the wrong factory.
Oh, I thought I'd loaded the wrong replay there.
No, I'm loading
like
the wrong... I'm loading the wrong brain because I saw green and I thought ZLO. So I was talking about
no, that's perfectly natural.
and it just didn't even occur to me that green wasn't ZLO. So
oh my god, if we have a look at ZLO though, I think I've decided whether he's going cheese or not, because that is a lot of labs. That is 4 labs right at the start from ZLO. 2 land factories, not bothering to build the air, and he's just going to go full-on aggression with these labs. Seraphim Scouts coming out from Fresh McEgg though, very nice move. 1 each way, so he is going to see those labs coming. The question is if he can actually deal with them, there's so many.
Oh, I'm just still reeling over not even being able to recognise which player is which. Oh,
it's been 4 hours on a 6 AM start. I think you deserve some break.
Alright, so he is going to finally get started on an air factory. He's got those 2 land factories, so he's going 3rd air. What is he going to do? He's going to catch those Selens on the move, actually, but he's not really going to do anything with them just yet. He's just looking for those engineers.
Yeah, he went to Hydros. He was trying to deny an early Hydro build order, which would have been nice if Fresh McEgg had gone for one. But unfortunately, they're just going to sit around looking a bit stupid because Fresh McEgg, those scouts, he's left no weaknesses, no expanding undefended engineers, and it's going to be very difficult for ZLO to make those labs pay now.
And in fact, there is a bomber out as well from Mephi, so he is on the early aggression for sure. It looks like he's going to head across, try and take out any engineers that are going for the hydro down there for ZLO, or that right-hand expansion, and there certainly are engineers going for those expansions. Will the bomber be able to deal with them? What is that bomber doing? It is trying to adjust its altitude to fly over that horrible, horrible mountain thing.
Yeah, a nice timing with the scout there by Fresh Makeki. Scouted all the engineers, then sends the bomber, and now that he knows where they are, and we'll see what the bomber manages to pick up. Looks like it will at least be one.
So down goes one, he's going to circle around, and there's a zigzag order coming in from ZLO's NG. Hopefully that is going to be able to dodge it. In comes another bomb. Is it going to pay off? Yes, easy dodge there, nicely done for ZLO, and he's brought an interceptor in, so he is going to be able to start taking that bomber out. The bomber is not...
Yeah, a second bomber actually out from Mephi now. He's really going aggressive with the air. I don't think ZLO's air was as late as he thought it was, because he may put his air at risk now. I'm not sure what that second bomber is going to be able to do. Meanwhile, while ZLO was zigzagging with those engineers, he's managed to run his labs around Mephi's base, and he's actually been doing some damage with them, despite the fact that Mephi has already got tanks on the field. ZLO managing 3 fronts very, very easily, trying to dodge an engineer, a bomb with an engineer on the bottom left expansion. Doesn't quite work, so that expansion will be denied for the time being.
Yeah, that factory just not being completed. It's sitting at about 60%, so a bit of a loss there for ZLO, who will need some more build power out there just to finish that off. And another engineer finally getting out close to that right-hand expansion. So far, pretty even for these guys, though it looks like...
Yeah, what I will say though, Mephi, I'm not sure, that second bomber has really hurt him, that power cost. He is power stalling fairly badly, just managed to get it under control, but floating a bit of mass there. Maybe moving that ACU out so early to take that expansion's meant that he didn't have engineers in his base to build the power, and he's having a few issues with it now.
So ZLO has managed to deal with those. He's been very slow in capturing this expansion, so still only a single mass extractor up on that far right expansion. The difference in eco is not that great though, 27 to 31, so just a couple of mass extractors in it, so he's managing to keep up reasonably well despite being slow to that expansion, and he's got probably enough units in place here to deny that push from Mephi. Maybe Mephi will push across the left and take out that hydro that we can see is exposed, that Mephi probably can't.
Yeah, and ZLO, like I said, ZLO is not afraid to micro. He can manage so much stuff at once. He's realized he's a bit behind on the right expansion, so he's built a transport, and he's reinforcing some units over, and I expect as soon as that's done, he's going to bring some engineers up in it and try and go for the expansion on the left and the right. Expansions on this map, only 2 maxes, but a lot of reclaim there, so if you get them fast, they can be worth a heck of a lot.
Alright, ZLO managing to just have a few units guarding the centre there, so yeah, more reclaim. If he can hold on to that and get some engineers out, that'll give him a little bit of a boost. Let's have a look at the reclaim figures. We are sitting on just over 1,000 for ZLO, and then on Mephi's side, sitting at 750, so not too much in it, not a huge amount of reclaim from each of these guys just yet. Looks like Mephi has been able to push through actually. He's got the unit numbers that he needs. Those Auroras have evaporated a little bit under the push there from Mephi, so they're actually going to be able to, well, not do any damage, but certainly deny a bit of engineering power, especially if Mephi brings him across the right and finishes off that engineer who is on mix duty.
Yeah, and especially he's keeping ZLO's units contained in his base as well. Even if he doesn't manage to kill anything, that's still time that ZLO's not attacking him. It's time for Mephi to bring reinforcements up and stay on the aggression. So just having these tanks back here is a huge pain for ZLO, because if you pull your slow Auroras back to defend, suddenly you've got tanks in your other base again, then you have to run your tanks back, and it can be a really horrible pattern.
ZLO coming away with a decent little bit of a lead now actually. He's sitting on 39, mass protect, Mephi just clicking up to 37. But ZLO just feeling a little bit light on units. Mephi seems to have a lot of units around a lot of the map, but ZLO not so much.
Yeah, I mean, Mephi did and still was stalling power quite badly, but he did manage to get the units out, and once you're on the defense with Auroras, it can be quite scary to try and run around. The Seraphim tanks aren't that fast, but your Auroras, even though they're very nice, you can kite, they are slow.
It looks like he is going to be able to just hold off this next group of FAMs with his Auroras. He's taking a lot of damage though, taking heaps of hits. losing most of those Auroras. He's got another little cluster coming back, but again, Mephi's got some units around the back taking out those mixers. 2 more mixers go down. That factory under construction still not able to be completed. There is another raid on the right hand side, so that Zoe is taking out these next couple of mixers. It is just all around hurting Zlo's eco. We can see that he's just dropped under 30 mass per tick, while Mephi is still climbing.
Yeah, and now the thing is, if ZLO can consolidate, he's in a good position. If we look at the T1 tank numbers, ZLO almost 2-to-1 outnumbering on the Tech 1 tanks. But the fact that Mephi's tanks are just in ZLO's base is so annoying for him right now. But if ZLO manages to consolidate, he's going to have the side expansions. He's got an engineer up on the left one. He might have air control. He's going to get the right run soon. If he can stop Mephi raiding him, he's going to be able to push with his Auroras and just roll those Thams over.
Mephi doing a really nice job in the air though. So ZLO, I think, switching up to Aeon because he's been going for a heavy air presence, but he's just been beaten by those Aeon Swift Winds. So this time he's gone for Aeon, but unfortunately he's still not having a huge amount of success. Are we going to see a Tech 2 shift in air anytime soon? I wonder if he's going to try and do that to Mephi because it's been done to him so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Tech 2 particularly soon. ZLO's just trying to... He still needs to secure his expansions before he decides what his game plan is. If he manages to secure them quickly, it'll be good, and maybe then he can think about taking up. But right now, his #1 priority is to not lose air, get that right-hand expansion secured, get that big reclaim field, and then decide what he wants to do from there.
Yeah, he's managed to clear out most of Mephi's units, but again he's forgotten about this little raiding group on the right here, which is just continuing to deny any mixes or any engineers that come out for that. So just continuing to cause problems, and actually he's lost a ton of Auroras just in the last little bit. There's not that many on the front line anymore.
Yeah, and there's no engineers over there. ZLO probably going to force out a transport to transfer some over is probably what I'm guessing he'll do. But in the meantime, Mephi managing to try and get a drop on the right-hand side expansion for ZLO, and ZLO critically hasn't managed to get the reclaim there yet, although he has got the maxes.
And ZLO just trying to push up the left here, but unfortunately running smack into a point defense, and he sat there with his Auroras, and he must have lost at least a dozen Auroras to that single point defense without dealing any damage in return. He's finally brought up his ACU, he's captured that.
Yeah, that
one.
Point defense has 14 kills. His ACU actually missing the point defense, hitting the wall. Capturing the point defense, and it looks like he will manage to take it over at the cost of a lot of kills on that point defense.
It was a bit pointless though, because those Auroras did exactly 0 damage. They just sat there and tanked it, and Auroras are not good at tanking damage.
Yeah, it is a bit of a rare bug there. You see the back wall section got damaged instead of the point defense, so a lot of that was just ZLO being unlucky there, but it is a big thing. 14 Auroras it's a lot.
There is a drop coming in from Mephi. Oh, he's actually going to bypass all of those Auroras from ZLO and drop those couple of Thams right in by the engineers. And again, there's a whole stack of Auroras right there from ZLO, but these 2 tanks being dropped in there are just going to start ripping away those engineers, taking out that rebuild, and just causing more headaches for ZLO.
Yeah, see, ZLO has 60 Auroras. Mephi has 25 Thams, but Mephi with his aggression and his raids has been managing to keep ZLO contained. I'm just not sure how long it's going to last. He does have some eco now, he's getting his Tech 2 land up, so he may manage to consolidate, but ZLO has a lot of Auroras, and now he needs to make them. He needs to get some engagements and actually push with them.
ZLO making fairly good progress up here, and in fact he's switched up to T2 and he's put down an Oblivion turret, so that's going to be able to reach out and do a little bit of damage to that expansion. What is the range on that? How much of that stuff is all in range? There is the mixers, all apart from one of the mixers, and that expansion will be able to go down, and it's just going to be pretty good area denial. We'll take out that factory, just cause a few problems. So hopefully for ZLO, he's going to be able to just deny some eco, because he really needs it. He's still 10 behind Mephi. He still hasn't been able to reclaim this. He's got a lot of reclaim that he can pick up, so once he does get himself sorted, he will be able to boost his mass pretty well. But at the moment, just no engineers anywhere to speak of.
Yeah, the thing thing that I'm worried about for ZLO is Mephi has got his Tech 2 out, he's getting his Yulshivas out, and he's at a serious tech disadvantage. What matters now is how much ZLO, with the superior unit count, how much damage can he do, how much map control does he take, before he's forced to switch up to Tech 2 and face those Yulshivas with Aeon, which isn't the most fun prospect. You've got Obsidians, which get outranged, and you've got your hover tanks, which aren't really designed for facing down something like a Yulshiva. So, ZLO really needs to do something now. He needs to get reclaim, take map control, which is what he's doing with that ACU on the left.
Nice little drop there from Mephi going after a little reclaim field. That is going to be quite effective, I think, because the tanks are just nowhere around for ZLO. So Mephi just doing such a fantastic job of getting units in exactly where he needs them. Getting raiding units just enough past the front lines to be able to take out engineers and not die. Getting engineers just enough in to get a reclaim field without getting hit by auroras.
Yeah, and now we're seeing ZLO manages to take over that left-hand expansion, which probably evens out the tech disadvantage. We see that now ZLO, he's still getting raided, but he's consolidating a lot, and now the fact that he just had so many more units for the entire game is beginning to tell. And those Seraphim factories that ZLO captured on the left are actually producing Seraphim artillery, which is a really nice move that I like. There's nothing better at breaking bases than that Seraphim artillery.
There are a couple of mobile missile launchers in there now, so they're going to be raining some fire down upon those T2 point defense. A little bit of a problem for ZLO, so he might want to get, well, either needs to push forward and take those guys out or get some attack missile defense up and running. Bit of a tough call there. I'm not sure how far forward he can push right now. Are there any Yulshivas in the immediate vicinity? No, there are not, so he's not going to be too badly placed. In fact, he's raining fire down on that upgrading ACU with those Zuis. That's a very nice move, because that didn't force him to hit. No, he did finish it. It was a gun upgrade. He did just manage to finish it, and that brings him back into the fight. But he did take a little bit of damage in doing that.
Yeah, and now after ZLO managed to get that left-hand side expansion, he's consolidated. He's no longer getting raided quite so hard, so he's decided now's the time for me to upgrade into my Tech 2 Air. So we have Tech 2 Air against Tech 2 Land, Aeon against Seraphim. We'll see what the Aeon, with the point defense and the gunships, can do against these Yulshiva bots, which are just currently tearing through the Harbingers whenever they can engage them.
So Mephi being really aggressive, he knows he needs to try and break this position. He's using his ACU, he's lost about half.
It's very ambitious. I'm not sure I do that. He's playing very risky with the health there, but clearly he thinks he's got enough to break through. I'm not so sure he does.
He has managed to take out all those front PD, well, that one or two. There's one Oblivion turret remaining and a bunch of Zuis, although that Oblivion turret now is taking missile fire because he did take out that attack missile defense. ZLO being awfully aggressive now, thinking that he maybe has the upper hand enough to move his ACU forward. I'm not sure if that's the case. He thinks better of it. He's coming back. He's only on 13k max health, so not the best position to be.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure I'm a fan of that Tech 2 Air switch from ZLO. And ZLO building Mercies in that factory. Okay, that's his idea. I would have much more liked to see a very fast T3 switch to halves if he could manage, or some all-in push. But it looks like he's gone Tech 2 Air and Mercies. But the thing is, he has no Tech 2 Land, and the gunships are going to get countered by flak, so if he can't make this work, it might not go so well.
Yeah, he'll have to force an air engagement. I'm not sure if he's got... The numbers are looking kind of even. Let's just have a quick count up there. We have got 45 and 13 out of gas for ZLO, and we have got 40. So roughly even numbers when you consider the fuel levels. Yeah, it's going to be pretty even if he was to force an engagement.
Yeah.
He's
Mephi
still
completely hemorrhaging
whoa,
units
what is
on the
this?
right-hand side.
Hey, Mephi just being too aggressive. What did he do? What was that?
Oh no!
He just walked into point
He
defense.
just walked right into those point defense. And then, he walked into the point defense. ZLO tried to mercy him, but he died before the mercy even reached him, and that's it.
Yeah, we're discussing air strategy and mercies and taking air control, and none of that even mattered because Mephi just suicided against those point defense. I'm not sure if that was a misclick or perhaps he forgot about his ACU or something, but he just walked into a wall of PD and just got absolutely hammered. ZLO hardly losing any health at all. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Mephi might have been a bit demoralized just because he knew he was about to lose the right flank, and ZLO just had so many Auroras. The fact that ZLO managed to consolidate means he was in a very good position, but I don't know why you just suicide like that.
Wow, alright, there you have it. So ZLO are managing to take out Mephi. This is, of course, the bottom bracket, so that means Mephi is knocked out of this 4th qualifier. It doesn't really matter too much for him because he's already got a spot. But in any case, ZLO actually still wanting a spot, I believe. And does this put him into the top 3 or the top 4? That is... Yes, it does. So that means ZLO will actually be getting his eagerly anticipated spot for the final end of year championship with $500 dues, thanks to Legend of the Stars. Alright, we'll end this one here and we'll carry on through the